All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So Google has done all that they can do on this first iteration with the Pixel 6 devices by trying to give you as much as possible in somewhat of a complete package. Now, I've had this Pixel 6 for, believe it or not, I bought it back in October, and I got it late October, and I've had it for almost 45 days. And so I've already given you a 45-day update on the Pixel 6 Pro. And the Pixel 6 Pro, I'm actually working on some content right now for the updated cameras that these software update that the cameras got, and we'll discuss that too in this video. But this is 45 days ultimately with the Pixel 6 and how it has impacted me and my thoughts about Google and then Android as a whole. So in no means is this like some final review, because this device is, to me, just getting started. And like I said, on December 3rd, they sent out an update to the cameras. You need to get that in the Play Store if you're wondering where to get it from. The big update that's coming to Android for December patch is not here yet. It's actually coming, well, for the Pixel 6 devices. It doesn't come until the end, probably, of December. And we're just about in the middle of December almost. So bear that in mind at the recording of this video. I don't have that December patch yet, that big one that's going to really push out some updates I hear in performance. So how's this device been though? Updates and videos like this are just those regular check-ins with you guys. I'm still on the November security patch, as I just stated, and the device is doing fantastic. There are some things that I've grown to dislike, believe it or not, about this device, and it's pretty much the screen is what it is, and not the quality of the screen. It's just that I'm using this device too, and I've gotten so used to the rounded corners and rounded shape of a device. And then also I really like the Pixel 6 Pro's hardware better, because this device feels a little bit more boxy after using this device every day with it, and it's just weird to feel such a squared off feel from Google after handling this device right here. This is the Mi 11 Lite, and it is absolutely fantastic, folks. I have got to tell you. But aside from that, I'm thinking that that's something that I can tolerate, obviously, having this boxy feel, because my Pixel 6 Pro, I just finished that creating a video. I'm just used to like the rounded feel of it, even though this is a boxy one too. It just feels different because of the curved display. I'm sure that's all that's happening to me. Like it feels, I like the way this looks, almost borderless, you know. But this display is fantastic too. It's just that the corners are a little annoying at this point. And this is based on the hardware. This is obviously beautiful hardware. Everything about this I like. I just wish that it's weird saying this, but I wish it kind of would have had a curved display and obviously a little more rounded off. But these are things that Google can tweak in the next iteration, and that's obviously personal preference. It doesn't mean that this is poor hardware, but once you use something, and this is why these follow-up videos are needed, because the hype dies down and you still love the device, but you start to really pick out things that you don't like about it, or that start to kind of get on your nerves about it. And so this is just one of those things. That's just what it is. So I've kind of grown to where I don't like the boxiness of the phone. Having a flat display is what some people love. And, you know, the only reason I like flat displays is for screen protectors, really. I don't have to have a flat display. Like I said, I definitely do not mind having a curved display. And because it makes for a better experience in the flow of your hand, ultimately. So the Pixel 6 hardware, I like it still. I'm kind of annoyed now with the pointy corners on it. Now, after that, how's my battery life? Battery life has pretty much been consistent, being able to make it just over a day, like a full 24-hour cycle. Being able to make it over that hump is perfectly fine. No problems with that. Performance, obviously, the Tensor chip is doing well. As you can see, I was editing a video. I shot and edited the camera updated video on the Pixel 6 Pro, all in that one fell swoop. I just did all that footage on the device. And these cameras on here, they added some like zoom features they were saying in that update. You know, I tested out the steady shot or whatever. I tested out these different modes, the active and the cinematic pan and the standard, to see if I could see any updated improvements on that. But having such fantastic camera software really helps when it comes to shooting. So I'm kind of over the 4K 60 thing, and it's almost like I'm forced to with the pixels, because you see what happens when I do that. It takes away the ultra wide. I can't use the ultra wide in 60, and those are just things that it's strange to me. The 4K 60, you cannot use the ultra wide. Kind of agitating, but what do you do? What can you do? So I think it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Not being able to use the ultra wide with the 60 frames per second is kind of frustrating. So this phone is kind of forcing me to not use it, and just don't use 60 frames per second 4K. As you can see there, as I went into it, it was on 30, and because I want to be able to switch the modes, so kind of agitating, but hey, that's another thing. After you use something for a while, you start to understand things about it, and you start to get used to it, and you start to determine what you don't like and what you do like. Now, again, software is great, no problems whatsoever. Again, this isn't a long drawn out video. I love the screen still. I love the hardware still. Everything about it is pretty much solid. This is probably one of the best purchases that you can actually get in an Android device. Now, I'm still rocking with the Pixel case that I bought here, because I paid $30 for this, and I really haven't found any other cases that I genuinely would use outside of this. I just think it's a good case, man. Some people are kind of feeling some type of way about it after using it for a while, but as you can see, I have other cases for the Pixel 6 Pro and the Pixel 6, but I've just still been rocking with this one. My next purchase is a Bellroy leather case. Shout out to Mark. He's been using it for over 30 days now, I believe, and it's holding up actually pretty well. So the phone overall, folks, I'm not experiencing any heating issues. I'm not experiencing any more bugs. Everything is just flowing right along with Android 12, and this is just a quick one of those touch-up videos for you. Just follow up to let you know, hey, it is rolling along. There's no problems with it. I'm not having any issues whatsoever. So if you're going to ask a question, are you having this? No, I'm not having any issues. And if there's other people having issues or claiming to have some bugs or something like that, I'm telling you, I'm not having those problems. I haven't noticed them, but every time I do notice something, I report it to you. So that is how it's going to be. So this is my 45-day check-in with the Pixel 6. Folks, it's absolutely great. I don't have any dislikes about this phone at this point, except for those few that I pointed out. And those are really, really subjective based on my continued use of other devices. Really, that's what it is. So in the future, I hope Google rounds off these corners again and don't make it so boxy. And I think they'll be okay. Now, if they decide to make a smaller variant of this and it's still boxy like this, I think we might be on to something. Shrink it down to about right here, 6 inches, or 6.1, 5.9. I think I'd be really happy with this same design. I think this is going to be really, really nice. So up to you to decide what you like and dislike about a device. But I'm actually really loving this, and I'm loving the Pixel 6 Pro as well. Honestly, this is actually getting more use because of the way I feel about this device. It's so weird, but I have them both in the case, and I've just kind of been using this one a little bit more. I don't know why, but I still love this device, and I'm using it. Obviously, I got my for those that like to verify, I got my 5G. I'm actually using it. This is my AT&T line. This is my Google Fi line, and then obviously I have a T-Mobile, and I'm also testing out some other carriers as well. But nonetheless, I am happy, folks, and I like this device, and I'm going to continue to recommend it to anybody who wants a Pixel. It's just a given. It's a fantastic phone with a few tweaks here and there to the hardware. I think Google has a winner for the Pixel 6 version that's coming next, the Pixel 7 or whatever. I don't know what they're going to call it, but keep doing the Tensor chip, Google. You are on to something. This is a great device.